It's hard to believe that it's been 2 months since the landscape changed in Hololive. While HoloX had just begun settling in, fans were still in shock and divided over the entire controversy behind Russia's departure. Worse still, an aura of uncertainty hovered over the face behind the voice due to uncertainty of her state of mind, her confidence, her fan base, and the amount of backlash and betrayal a certain segment of the fandom felt from the fallout. Still, people like me endured and swore to tell the truth, whatever it might be, while supporting the voice behind the avatar until a reason was brought forth to upset that backing. In this expose, we will explore Mikeneko's new avatar look, the design choice, and her plans moving forward, and we'll draw some preliminary conclusions about whether or not these choices are positive or negative. And finally, we'll leave you, the viewer, with a warning. Mikeneko debuted her Live 2D avatar on April 24th, 2022. As of this video, that debut garnered 1.1 million views, and the stream itself grossed approximately $11,000 during its live presentation. Not bad for someone that disappeared from stream for close to 15 days. While most people saw her avatar, her renewed energy, and her demeanor and said, "She's back," I couldn't help but feel completely puzzled by the choices that she had presented. Sure, she could lean on many of the tropes people were familiar with, namely the sadistic mentality that Russia often had, the evil tsundere aura with the duality of having that dere side. However, the design choice immediately set alarm bells off in my mind. A close examination of the avatar reveals a dark reflection of the person behind the avatar. And while some aspects can certainly be creative license, people have often ignored the warning signs, especially the first time around, which is why I am bringing this to the forefront now. First, the image of the avatar has a medical eye patch. Now sure, this is an anime staple often used to quote-unquote hide a demonic or supernatural eye. However, another dark meaning to this is the subculture called yami kawaii. This subculture genre first was brought to light in 2015 and has recently begun a resurgence due to the global pandemic starting in 2019 and 2020. And the spiking suicide rates among teens and young adults, especially in Japan. And yami kawaii is an external statement allowing the wearer the ability to silently reflect their inner pain, the turmoil, or the feelings that they are experiencing through artistic and outward design, especially with what they're wearing or what they're projecting. Often it's not possible for them to verbally communicate what they are feeling inside, so what they are projecting and what they are showing is often a projection of what they're feeling inside. It openly states their feelings by giving those feelings an external representation. This can be felt in the character design noted by the heavily bandaged arm and again her eye patch. While not outwardly grotesque with blood, the bandages imply fresh wounds that have yet to be healed. So she has to be bandaged in order to do what she is trying to do now. Deeper implications of yami kawaii could be far more troubling, such as some yami kawaii representation suggests suicidal tendencies. Though I will state in this particular case, and I believe as of right now, This is far more reflective of a traumatized mind and heart than something as severe like that in nature at this moment. Now, even though Mikeneko's outfit isn't nearly as flamboyant, I couldn't help but also draw similarities between her new look and Kurumi from Data Life. Both of them are gothic lilias. Both of them have this dark presence and yet still want to charm the MC, or in our case, her fandom. And, she even talked about time skipping and going back in time to her past life, which Kurumi, her power enabled her to have those memories and experience those past lives. Both have troubled, chaotic mindsets that were at times completely whimsical and other times completely assertive. Now, of course, some of this can be chalked up to character development. There is no mistaking that. That said, the 180-degree turnaround in the last 2 weeks has been nothing short of game-changing for her. And while in the short term it can be a good thing, the long-term implications seem far, far removed from being a certainty. She has now essentially monetized herself on 3 different platforms: YouTube, Twitcasting, and Fanbox. She's offering, membership perks for each of these platforms, which at the moment she has yet to even produce 1 week's worth of content on a consistent basis. Further, she's promising 3 tiers on Fanbox, including daily diary posts, which she still hasn't even started yet, even though she's opened up membership on Fanbox. And then if you pay 3 times as much from the first tier, which is approximately $39 or 5,000 yen, you basically get access to selfie pics. That's the only benefit that she's currently offering for basically paying almost $40 as opposed to the first tier. And then if you pay roughly $78 a month or 10,000 yen, you join a tier which, quite frankly, doesn't really say much about what she's going to give those people that pledge that much money. If you look at the description, it basically says neat in the kitchen. What can I do? It is to love everyone, Nekofami only, which is her fan base. Just a neat. This is a neat who is sick in the kitchen. Nekofami will take care of me. This is a world domination plan. But it doesn't include anything that it doesn't tell you what you get for paying that much money, if anything, other than what you already get from the lower tiers. I mean, you're charging $78 a month, and you're not really stating what the person that is pledging that amount is going to get in return. I mean, I personally think that this is a drastic misstep that every fan should be questioning. In fact, this entire premium tier type setup feels completely exploitative to the entire fandom's goodwill. And perhaps she's just waiting for at the start of May to come around so she starts posting. However, even then, with so many platforms that she's offering things on, and the amount of stress and burnout that all entails, I mean, she's already demonstrated throughout her tenure in Hololive that, this entire thing rightfully would make and should make any fan feel uncomfortable paying this much money across 3 different platforms just to keep up with her. I mean, you're basically paying $65 US dollars for selfie pics. I mean, are those, how often is she gonna post these pics? It doesn't say. Is it gonna be daily? Is it gonna be weekly? Is she only gonna post 2 pics a month? I mean, there is no context given to anything that she's currently doing or currently offering on this platform. It does not seem very wholesome to expect this kind of money for fans to gain access to you when you are basically writing off the generosity of the people that have stuck by you during the entire controversy that brought you from where you were to where you are now. I mean, if anything, it feels like Mikeneko is giving legitimacy to the people that are saying that she is gouging her fans for money. I mean, I personally know VTubers that give 5 times the amount of content for the prices that she's asking. So for anyone to pay this much, I just can't condone it right now. I mean, Mikeneko easily made 18,000 US dollars in 4 days. In her last 4 streams that I can find statistics on, by playing Getting Over It, Ark, and the Gacha game when she was with Hololive. Okay, $18,000. Okay, to compare, she made 14,614 US dollars off of super chats in the last 3 days with her debut, and then the following video, and then her members only stream. This is minus any membership signups or anything that she made off of Twitcasting or any signups that she got off of Fanbox in those last 3 days. And as a reminder, after the respective services take their cut from this money, everything else goes to her. There's no agency now pulling their own cut out of this. So all that, 15, 20, 25%, whatever Hololive was taking out of it, or her manager was taking out of it, all that, it's all now going to her. Okay? So how could this monetization not feel predatory during a pivotal moment when right now her concentration should be to solidify her fan base after all the controversies that she has gone through in the last 8 weeks? From the controversy of her exiting Hololive, the controversies that have happened with her on Twitter, with the controversies that happened with her with Genshin Impact, with all the other controversies that she has gone through with all the other social media that she has, had arguments and fights on, and aunties going after her on. After all that, shouldn't your concentration be on solidifying your fan base before you try to monetize them, is what I'm saying. I mean, you already have the monetization going on with super chats, with membership and everything else. Why all of a sudden are you trying to get more money out of your fans with this very excessive high tier based system on Fanbox? It doesn't make any sense. It's one thing to provide content which validates the spending of this type of money to make it worth it. But it's another thing to simply sell access and barely provide it. Mel from Hololive, her mama, provides similar tiers. Actually, she provides more tiers for her Fanbox. Now, these are the same tiers that Mikeneko's offering, but for Mel's mama, for Ayami, for her 5,000 yen tier, Her plan gives you once a year, she will send you a hand-drawn illustration that she has personally done, and she'll put your name, she'll sign it, and she'll sign it, and she'll address it directly to you. She will mail it to you regardless of where you live in the world. Okay? Now, when you figure shipping and shipping something like that, even if it's just a piece of paper, I mean, you are still paying somewhere along the lines of probably $24, $25 just to get that shipped and get it through customs and get it from Japan to wherever you live. You know, you have to pay import fees and all that other fun stuff. You know, so especially if it's a hand-drawn illustration, a colored hand-drawn illustration, depending on how she makes it, I mean, that is very impressive. Okay? Anywhere in the world, once a year. She will also give you, once a year, a gift. You will receive a gift that is not sold, that is not merchandise that is regularly sold. She will send you a gift. Plus, you get access to her limited once a month YouTube streams that she does. And sometimes she actually does more than one members only YouTube stream. So that's a bonus. For her 10,000 yen tier, she will also give you a personalized birthday video, either in real life, video of her, which she sometimes does when she does ASMR, or it will be live 2D, 1 to 2. And then you'll also get prioritized notifications about her activities, in addition to everything on the $50,000 tier or 50,000 yen tier and below. Okay, now if you drill down even further, for as little as $5, you get anywhere from 2 to 5 pictures, hand-drawn pictures that she puts up online of various artwork that she does. Sometimes it's in color, sometimes it's in black and white, but regardless, she's an illustrator. She does illustrations for a living. She does tremendous work. Now, most of it's R18, most of it's, kind of itchy, kind of hentai. But at the same time, she does tremendous work. And she gives you her talented work for $5 a month. Now, when you compare that to, someone that may just be putting up, daily messages or the occasional selfie pic, I mean, is the trade-off that, I mean, to pay that much money, you have an illustrator who does, quality work, who's an actual mama of several different, VTubers out there that were extremely popular. And she's giving you illustrations for $5 a month versus paying, 3 times that amount for, maybe getting some selfies. I mean, you have to ask yourself, is the value worth what you're paying for? I mean, what exactly are you paying for here? And is she even going to be able to provide a quality product that will be worth the amount of money that you're giving her? Let me end the video like this, and I'm going to ask the question again. Mikeneko, are you going to be able to provide enough content for the prices you're asking? Are you going to be able to provide the quality and provide us with the amount of performances that for the amount of monetization that you're placing on yourself? Because this may sound overly harsh. However, if she's telling the truth and she deals and suffers from manic depression, the illness is not something that just goes away. It's not something you just get over. And it's not something that you just have and then you don't have and it never comes back. Okay? Manic depression is a chronic illness that it is something that you live with for life. It can be managed. It can be treated with pills. But overall, manic depression does not go away. It never goes away. And if her past life as Rushia is any indication of this, in the 2.5, almost 3 years that she was with Hololive as Rushia, she took many extended breaks because of manic depression. Not to mention that when you have manic depression, you go through cycles. You may have weeks, maybe even a few months, where you're running on all cylinders, everything is fine, everything is going great. And then you're followed by 2, 3, 4 weeks where you can barely get out of bed. Where nothing seems to matter, nothing seems to work, everything's wrong. Does that sound familiar? Because that sounds familiar. That sounds almost like what she has been going through, what many in Hololive have gone through. I want her to prove me wrong. I want her to be able to go out there and be able to perform on YouTube, put her stuff on Fanbox. Maybe she's recording all this stuff ahead of time so she can slowly put it up on Fanbox. Maybe that's what she's doing right now. Who knows? But honestly, I don't see it happening. Right now, I do not see it happening. And that's just my honest impression on it. Given how fragile her psyche seems to be, or at least the way she portrays it, I fear within the next 8 to 10 weeks at most, it's gonna fall apart. And I'm trying to be optimistic here. So a final warning in closing: before you spend 5,000, 10,000 yen on Fanbox for her Fanbox, I would give it a little bit of time before you make that investment, especially right now, because when you look at her Fanbox, it's completely empty. There's nothing there. She has tiers, but nothing shows up. In Fanbox, everything shows up. Regardless if you have access to it or not, it shows up. The posting shows up. It'll say, become a fan to access this. It'll say, access this for, the 5,000 yen tier or the 10,000 yen tier. And that access will always be there unless she deletes it. And honestly, I don't know if you can delete it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. But from my experience, when a creator posts something, it's there. And it'll show up as being locked unless you have paid the access to be able to view it. Okay? So I would wait until that content starts showing up there and then maybe consider it. But even then, I would be very wary of paying $78 or 10,000 yen a month for something that she's not even telling you what you're getting. It's kind of like, pledging money on Kickstarter, unless you actually read the fine print and see what they're saying that they're gonna, what they're trying to build. You might not want to pledge that much money on it. That's just my opinion. So, but in the meantime, I hope this has been informative for you. I hope that this is giving you some insight. I know I probably rubbed some people the wrong way. I apologize for that. But like I said, I have to be honest to myself, and I have to be honest to the people out there who watch me and who want honesty and my opinion on these situations. If you've reached this far in the video, I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until then, this is Marko Yamashita, signing off. Peace.